Yikshimesh, good greetings from the Kazakh. We worship the hawk. I don't know why, but an old Borat video flashed up on my feed where he was at like a fox hunt. And he was talking to a load of like vegans, or you know, anti-fox hunters. Fine, you know, any anti-fox hunters, don't get the hump with me. Just having a bit of a chat. And he was obviously there to wind them up. He is the stereotypical clown, isn't he, that winds them up, presses the right buttons. And so he's in front, he's chatting to these fox hunters, and they're saying, in a Kazakh, we don't hunt the fox, we hunt the bear, something like that. And then this angry woman is like, you hunt the bear? That's cruel. Why do you hunt the bear? Straight away, without thinking about it. For fun. And that sends her over the edge. And it's things like that which are just funny, aren't they? Anyway, what are we talking about today? We are talking about the end, the demise, the obsolescence of the internal combustion engine. So I think the government, I don't know the details of this, I'm not a big news watcher, but I saw or heard that the government is agreeing in the UK to targets of phasing out the internal combustion engine by, is it 2030? So 10 more years. So by 10 years, you cannot sell new cars, tell me if I've got this wrong, with internal combustion engine, which I assume means the burning of fossil fuels, you know, petrol and diesel engines. Sorry, I'm just going to try not to crash here. You might recognise this road, this is my little test strip. I've just been talking about my slipping clutch. Look, you'll hear the clutch go. Ready? Stopped. Release. Oh. It just about holds actually. Now it's slipping. Yeah, now it comes back in. So the clutch is on its way, as I've just been talking about. So the internal combustion engine. So by 2030, all car shops, dealerships are going to be selling, car brands are going to be making and selling cars with what? Electric engines. You can't burn fossil fuels, I'm assuming, so no hybrids as well. Jesus. Fully electric cars, I think we're talking about here. What about hydrogen cars? My brain is saying, is that allowed? That would be, wouldn't it? So we're all going to be driving around in milk floats, effectively, by 2020. We're not driving around, but that's all you're going to be able to buy, turbocharged milk floats. So now is the time for me, isn't it, for the last 10 years of Swan Song to enjoy the combustion engine while we've still got it. Now, I don't think we need to panic, because I think, you know, if you're a petrol head, you know, there'll still be all these millions of cars out there, you know, petrol cars, and the petrol pumps are going to stay and all that sort of stuff. But what's going to happen is the arms race, the development of the engines will stop now, because they'll start thinking long term. What's the point of developing new engines if we know they've got to be phased out? So let's start focusing our development on the electrical engines now. So that means our cars might not get that much better than the ones that are being released right now. We might, you know, is there any car manufacturers midway through developing petrol engines? Are they going to abandon it? All that sort of stuff. It is only a statement made by the UK, I assume. I don't know what the other countries are all doing. Let me know on this. I'm not very well informed. So it's only that, you know, they might, America for example, have they committed to this? I bet they probably haven't. So will the car manufacturers still produce petrol engines, develop petrol engines, if just because the UK market's skipping out of it, or the European market, or what markets is it? Put in the comment. How do you feel about the demise of the internal combustion engine? Do you think it's a good thing that we're all going to be moving to electric cars? I think something needs to change, like with the way the car industry is going. It's always been an industry that we're buying cars that we never needed to buy. We buy them a lot quicker, and there's millions of second-hand cars out there. Like, that's why second-hand cars are so cheap in the UK, because when all the new ones come out, we go and buy them, and there's mass excess of stock almost. So you get, in other countries, it's not quite the same. People hang on to their cars, and like the value of cars is a lot higher in European countries, and they don't go and buy all the new ones like we do in the UK. We're just car nuts, and our roads are rammed with cars, and we love buying them, in my opinion. So, in some ways, I think the fact that we're going to be moving over to a new format might be sensible, might not be. I've never been a fan of the electric, I nearly said electric guitar, the electric car. It just does nothing for me. It does nothing for me at all. Like the idea of owning one, even if it was quick, even if it handled well, it'd be like driving around. It would be like driving around in a futuristic milk float. Just the electric engine doesn't get my juices going. I like the rattle, the vibrations, the roar, the dial straining. You know, I like the noise. I like all that sort of stuff. I like petrol. You know, we're all petrol heads. We're not going to suddenly go and become electric heads. It doesn't even sound right, does it? You know, piston heads will have to be called, you know, electric motor heads. The whole excitement of motoring could get taken away. Now, the manufacturers are smart enough to still deliver us, you know, to be able to deliver us amazing performance cars based on electric engines. And you can see some of the things they've done similar to that with cars like the Porsche Taycan, you know. So there's still going to be these ridiculous performance cars. In fact, they might even be more ridiculous than the current cars we're driving, because of the way that these cars can have loads of power and torque and put that power down. So we might even find this whole drag race culture that we're kind of moving into in the UK, of cars which are just fast in a straight line, you know, can just pull. We might find that people that like that actually love electric cars. But I think, let's go this way actually, sorry. But I think proper petrol heads that are less interested in out and out straight line speed or 0 to 60 speeds are really going to be gutted the way that we're going. But was it always due to happen? I mean, if you're my age, your whole life we've been told that petrol was going to run out in 30 years. I remember hearing that when I was a kid, and it's now like 30 years has come, and is the petrol supply running out? Are these fossil fuels running out, or are we just doing it because we want to cut pollution down globally or something like that? Does it actually achieve that? Because you've got to get the electricity from somewhere, and most of our electricity is generated through burning fossil fuels. Well, not about most of it, but lots of it. So are they going to cut all that out as well? Is it all being just done for the sake of it? And really, fuel and the provision of energy is always a bit of a dirty business. Who knows? Where I live out at sea, we've got these wind farms off Brighton, and they want a survey now to see if they can extend those wind farms all the way along the coast down to sunny Bognor Regis, so that when you even now go to the seaside for a walk along there, all you see is like 5,000 windmills. So the world is changing, and this to me marks the end of my kind of way of life as a petrol head, and entered into a new way of life which is perhaps not quite as authentic for me. But this video is not all about me. It was about you. And what do you feel about this as a petrol head, or as you may not be a petrol head, you might be like you might be someone that really cares about the environment and really looking forward to this, and the fact that electric cars might be less antisocial. We've got a new culture now of cars with pops and bangs, where people want to buy exhausts that make very loud noises and like kick out flames and stuff like that I know upsets a lot of people. You know, I'm not too keen on it either. I like a nice exhaust note, but I don't want it to sound like some cannons going off, so the electric car might mean an end to that, and then new regulations on noises and stuff to stop that kind of antisocial pops and bang stuff. So is that a good thing? Is it a good thing that we're not going to petrol stations where we're breathing in all the diesel when we're filling up and stuff like that? You really smell it. Is it a cleaner, safer thing for us, or are the environmental consequences just kicked into the long grass when you've got to dispose of these cars with all these big battery systems in them, stuff like that. I really don't know. So let me know your thoughts, guys. It is the end of the era, or is it? You know, is it all a big hoax and it will never happen, or it'll get pushed back? The date will get pushed back, and we'll be driving petrol cars till we're all old and in our 70s. Either way, guys, I get the feeling that we're on borrowed time as petrol heads. So at that point, I'm going to turn the camera off and try and enjoy this car before they take it away from me, or I can't get new ones. The only problem is the clutch is slipping, so I can't enjoy it that much. Oh, crate of Budweiser's there. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now.